Busy seasons in life, be it summer break when the kids are home and the weather is nice and you want to do a lot of things, be it the sickness in the family, be it uneven workload or combination of the ones that I just mentioned, or anything else that makes our life go, wow, that feels like a lot, like a move or a transition or something that makes our lives uneven, unbalanced, something that we feel like, wow, this is just like so much that I cannot keep up with my normal life. Those are the seasons that I would like to talk about right now. And this is the season that I'm in right now. I have a little bit of work, but mostly the summer break, a little bit of travel, a lot of summer activities. It feels like very, very busy. And there's a couple of thoughts that come through my mind that I'm applying to my faith, to my household management, to my life management. And I'm like, okay, this is helpful for me to keep in the forefront of my mind. I think that's the proper way to say this phrase. And those are the things that, like lessons, tips, reminders. Let's talk about them. Hello, my name is Jana and I am a working mom of 4 and a wife and a house owner and obviously a family member. And so there is a lot that comes with this. And here on this channel, that's what I do. I share the things that I find working in my life that is in alignment with the Bible and something that I find that is wholesome, godly, and helpful to my life. That's what I share here, and hopefully you'll find that helpful as well. And so right now, I am in the season. It's summertime, it's busy. Thankfully, my busy work months just ended, and I am mostly caught up with a lot of the work. And I do have some photo sessions here and there. I'm a wedding photographer and do a little bit of family photography here and there. And so I do have a little bit of work, and obviously marketing always, blogging always, but I do have to balance that. And that's the thing, that I would like to get everything done all at once. But that is not the case. That is never the case. Life is never the way that you can get it all done. As a mother, you always have to balance multiple areas of life very carefully, and sometimes you have to pay a little bit more attention to one area, sometimes a little bit more to another. Sometimes they feel like they're all doing pretty well, and like somewhat you feel that there is a balance that you need. Obviously, like it's not all the same amount of time. I hope you understand that the balance is never about equal chunks. 1 hour for this, 1 hour for Bible reading, 1 hour for cooking, 1 hour for cleaning, 1 hour for children. That is not the true balance. Because work, if you are a working woman, most of the times work takes up a big chunk of your day. And then the household management, like cleaning and cooking and teaching your children to do those same tasks, will take a little bit less, like from 1 hour to 3 hours a day, something like this. With the exercise for me, in my case, I am a very health conscious person, but exercise is up to 30 minutes a day of like conscious, focused exercise. Obviously walking, we do quite a lot of walking, especially right now during summertime. You have to walk to the activity that you will be doing, and there is a lot more walking, which I'm so thankful that now I am okay. And that's the thing I'm going to mention, that if you think that you are getting your let's talk about the exercise specifically. If you think that you got your exercise while walking to the activity, then good news. In my case, I don't have to prioritize getting more exercise because I feel like I have already done good enough job at my walking to everything that we're doing. And obviously, depending on your goals, depending on your health, specifically in the health area, you might still want to do your health routines, that like the habits of the exercise routines that you think that are important. And that depends on the person. Everybody's balance is a little bit different because everybody is in a different situation, different number of kids, different work scenario, different arrangements with your husband, like whichever your married situation is. If you are, like, I do not know, are some men watching this? Are there? I do not know. Anyways, doesn't matter. Your home situation, your living situation is different. So all of our balances are going to be slightly different. But the point is the principles are the same. The systems are similar. The ideas are similar, and then you just have to apply it to your life scenario. So let's talk about the principles of the busy season of life. I feel like that season of life comes to everybody. For me, it feels like it's 3 to 4 to 5 times a year that I go through. Whoa, this is like a lot of workload is great. Maybe more, because the sickness is shorter, because when you get sick it's just like a week, 2 weeks, depending on how many kids you have. If it's like going through the family from one child to another, to you, to whatever, it might be up to a month. But if it is a sickness, it could be like a week and a half or so, where your workload, you cannot do your normal life as you're used to. And so that these principles would apply to that season. In my case, I'm also talking about the summer break, 2 months of intense fun, but you also get tired as much as if it is a sickness. I have been having a lot more headaches, which I never get headaches. And I realized that it's the intense workload on my body, forgetting to hydrate, and just like a lot of thought and planning. Sometimes for me it's work, that because with weddings it takes multiple weeks for me to process the wedding. So if I have a couple weddings in a row, it's like a busy season of work for me. Then I will have a month and a half to 2 months of really intense work that I have to focus a lot of my attention. So some of the things get deprioritized. Here I am talking about the important things, that must-haves, the things to focus on that will keep you contented, sane, satisfied with your life, like you still can enjoy your life no matter the circumstances. So let's talk about this. We'll start with the household management, because I think that affects my mood, my sanity, my emotions greatly. It like brings in a lot of emotional stability in me when I know that I feel like I'm in control of my household. And by household, I mean literally. Those are the things: the dishes, the laundry being done but not put away, living out of, right now we're in the season, it was really busy. Came from a trip, then we had a summer camp in our church, and now my son started a little bit of the training at a local institute for like the technical training for kids. He is not getting his like training for career, but I felt like it would be fun for him to explore. He does welding class, and I feel like, will he do welding for his career? I do not know, but I think for children, teenagers, teens, it's good to try different things and to see which one sparks the interest in them. Can they see themselves doing this long term as a career for some time? Maybe, careers change all the time, 5 to 10 to 15 years. Some people can stick with the career for their whole lives, but for the season of a 7 to 10 year span, is this something they potentially are interested in? And so I feel like it's good for them to try different things. So right now he's doing 1 week welding class that we were able to fit in within our summer plan. So it's intense going back from, and then fun things like a pool, like a library visit, like concerts, local free concerts with free ice cream. I'm like, oh my goodness, is it just like such an indulgence into fun? But it does take away from the balance. It is now a different balance that I'm used to. I'm used to lots of work, lots of children time, and well, I think that's it, and a little bit of exercise and household. Right now we have added so much more unusual activity, which is great. I'm so grateful that it's not sickness. It could have been sickness. In Jesus' name, we do not need any sickness. Lord, keep us busy with other things. But the thing is, it does feel like off balance. So consciously, I tell myself, as long as the dishes are done, the sink is mostly empty most of the times, or emptied or full and then emptied on a regular basis. I see that we are not overflowing with dirty dishes. As long as the laundry is being done regularly. That's important, because swimsuits, we have to wear swimsuits pretty regularly. They have to be clean and dry. The towels, we do need clean towels for the home as well as the pool. We do need normal, like I have to keep up with kids' clothes and my husband's clothes. My husband exercises a lot, so his clothes needs to be washed regularly. So as long as the laundry is clean, and currently that's one of the things, simplify your laundry routine, is that, did I put away all of the laundry? Did I teach my children? They know how to put things away. I also need to teach them how to fold, and I'm like, oh, that's like a good amount of laundry, good time to practice. So I'm holding back a little bit. So we are living out of the the clean laundry baskets right now, which I think is fine for my scenario. I know everybody's slightly different. Everybody's tolerance to chaos is a little bit different. I think you need to find your tolerance, but everybody needs clean laundry because it's health reasons. You do want to wear clean stuff because of the germs and toxins that come out of our body that gets absorbed onto our clothes. So it is important to wash your clothes, put away, depends if you have the timing. Right now for me, I don't have the time, so clean laundry baskets it is. And then the last thing that I see right now, maybe I'll see it in a second more, the last thing is zone cleaning and sweeping the floors. A lot of traffic, kids are home a lot more right now, a lot more meals in the home, a lot more snacks, a lot more in and out of the house. So if my floors are not as clean as I would like them to be, but tolerable. And so as much as I can, sweeping and wiping the floors, washing the floors, and zone cleaning to the best of my ability. Quick 15-minute, 10-minute, 5-minute scrub of the bathroom, tidying up the space, dusting when I'm able to, wiping up the cabinets, the countertops, whatever I find that I can do in that zone of my house, like kitchen, dining room, living room, bedrooms, bathrooms. One day at a time, I focus on a different zone. I hope you know what I mean by zone. If not, I don't even have a video about zone cleaning. Hopefully I make one sometime soon, and then if I make it, hopefully I remember to link it here or in the description of the video. But if not, basically the idea is every day you spend 15 minutes in one room or one zone, and make it as clean as you can. Deep clean if possible. If you don't have enough time, declutter, tidy, wipe, clean, that kind of process. And so that is the household management for me. Then up next is, I have already mentioned, minimal exercise. Again, that is for me just because I have never been a super exerciser, which, good or bad, probably bad, exercising is really good for you. But I do, most of the time, I do get around, the doctor recommended, probably not enough doctors recommend up to 30 minutes of exercise, rigorous exercise, so that your heart rate is elevated and so that you sweat. And do I do enough? Yes, I do. And when the school was in progress, when the kids were in school a lot more, I would do a mile run around our neighborhood and a little bit of push-ups, a little bit of like exercise. I would massage my lymph nodules under the armpits, because I think the lymph motion is incredibly important. So a little bit of dry brushing, a little bit of massaging yourself under the armpits, around your chest level, around your neck and ears. That's where a lot of large lymph nodes are. And you might even have noticed when you get sick, or on your children, you get the bumps when you're about to get sick. That means that your body works really hard. Like when your lymph nodes are enlarged, that's your immune system working really hard. And so massaging the lymph nodes, so that because lymph is the pattern. The blood flow is what blood is bringing nutrients, oxygen, minerals to the organs. The lymphatic system, is the pipe system for the waste, the toxins, the dead cells, anything that is toxic is moving out of the body, trash coming out of your body, detoxifications. So exercise is incredibly important for not only building the strength and endurance, but also with detoxifying your body with sweating and muscles contracting, all the lymph pipes in your body. But anyways, right now, as I know that we are moving already a lot more from activity to activity, I know that it is okay for me to exercise a little bit less intentionally, because I know that I'm already getting exercise. Same thing on my work days. I am a wedding photographer. So with my wedding days, it's a lot of movement, basically a day of movement, a lot of movement. So I do not feel the need to exercise the day off and the day after, and sometimes even 2 days after the wedding. I'm like, it's okay. I need to focus on work. So minimal exercise is okay. However, I would say that if it is a very stressful season of life for you, like sickness for you or the family members, or the work that is sedentary, that you're not moving, maybe actually prioritizing more exercise would be a better way to go about it, because movement does release a lot of stress out of your body and brings in a lot of positive hormones to your body, to your organs and your brain and everything. So with everything, when you make decisions and organizing your life, ask God for wisdom. Come with wisdom. Ask God, if you would be my advisor, which He is your counselor, He is your advisor, He is we are serving Him in His goals and His priorities and His vision for the world. But at the same time, He cares for us deeply. He wants us to be in the physical, emotional, spiritual condition that is the best as possible. So ask Him, so Lord, what do you see for me for this season of life? What is this that I should be eating? What is this that I should be drinking, exercising? How should I organize my life? And if these principles that I am telling you are contrary to what you understand God is telling you for your life, then you better be listening to God. I think that this is God inspired for my life. And so I'm sharing this because mom's life a lot of the times is very very similar in the patterns and goals. A lot of the things are very similar, not everything, but a lot of the things might be applicable to your life as well. So please listen to these and apply with wisdom if it is applicable and God approves that for your life. And so minimal exercise, but maybe more exercise for you. Please listen fully to this whole point because I don't want to sound blasphemous, but minimal Bible time. I know that God, and when I'm saying this, it's like I'm coming here with a lot of fear of God, because I know that God wants us to be in His Word as much as possible. However, again, some seasons of life just call for slightly different balance. And if before I would be able to spend 30, 45 minutes, an hour, reading my Bible, contemplating, doing a little bit of research, trying to understand the history and the concepts. Right now, a couple of months now, I was only able to spend minimal time either watching a quick video or reading a couple of Bible verses, going to the church with our summer camp. Sorry, I keep itching my face. I have the fan on and I feel like the hair is itching my face, and I'm like, it feels just itchy. I apologize. But anyways, we spend a lot of time at the church with the summer camp with kids. So there was, even though the truths were spoken to the children, that same truth is for us. It's just like on a different level. So I was being like fed the spiritual truth. I do not feel like I'm starving, even though I'm like, I wish I could read, but also the chaos of children being around me so much more. It's really hard for me to sit and focus on that specific thing that I'm reading right now. Is a little bit complicated for me to understand. So I just need more time, and I do not have the time. And so what I feel like the Holy Spirit told me, that it is okay to have minimal truth and to have the experience of God, not only through His Word like I used to, but also through these unique experiences that we get to have right now as the summertime is going. Again, a little bit of travel is so unique, takes you out of your comfort zone, takes you out of your norm, brings you to different people, different experiences, just like so much variety and like abnormality that you would not experience on the day-to-day basis in your normal life. The travel, again, like the summer camp, that is also not normal. Unique things. If you are attentive, you are able to have the God experiences as you go. And even though the Word of God is the truth that we definitely, like, this is written black and white, you see what it says. When you go through your life with like unique experiences, God shows Himself. God gives you grace when you did not have enough patience. God shows you the lessons of how other people behave in a good and a bad way, and you see what is this that you need to learn from this scenario, how you want to behave in the future. Lots of just practical lessons with like learning experiences with life, with checking your flight, checking your gate early, like 1 hour before the flight leaves, being kind to people around you. If you paid for your seats, and if the flight attendant is asking you to change your seats, are you going to give attitude, or will you give up your seats because the family needs to sit together and like something happened in their travel? Speaking from experience, like literally right now. And it's just like so fascinating how, even though I did not read as much Bible as I'm used to normally, I had so much of God's goodness and lessons and principles that were taught to me within these few weeks, months. So with lots of fear of God, I'm saying minimal Bible, but keep your eyes opened to the God lessons as you go through this busy season of life. Minimal focus on education for yourself and your children. And again, depends if you are if you're literally busy because you're writing a dissertation, what is the proper way to say this word? Or like your finals, exams, or something that is specifically education related, please disregard. I am talking about anything else but education. For me, I normally teach my children a lot more than I am able to teach right now. It's just like different things. That is the thing. You're learning different things. If it's a medical case, then you're learning the ways of navigating the medical system, the billing, the bookkeeping within the family, the contacting the insurance and whatever. If it's travel, then you're learning travel best practices of traveling, and learning just the world, the culture, the cities, and the nature, and whatever it is that you're learning. Because when I'm saying I'm not teaching my children normal stuff, normally I would involve them into the chores a lot more, like helping around the kitchen with cooking, cleaning, chopping, a little bit of like garden. I have minimal garden, so don't judge me if you ever see my garden and be like, oh, she has no garden. I have a garden to my to my capabilities in this season of life with 4 children and a job and everything. So involving them around the household chores and like those kinds of things right now. And also reading, we used to read a lot more with educational things as well as religious, spiritual things. And when I say religious, I think I'm speaking to the person who is not in the church as much. If you're in the church, that would be spiritual, because God, things about God, that's what I mean by religious, spiritual, godly things. That's what it is. And same thing for me. Throughout the year, I do focus on watching some videos that are educational, purchasing some courses that I need for either parenting or for my photography work or for business or whatever. And right now I'm like, this is not going to happen. So I'm not focusing on feeding my professional or my motherly side from the educational point of view. Again, the experiences, like these are all the things that I've learned. It's not without, I did not buy a course, I did not find a free piece of education somewhere. Those are the like literally things that God taught me as we are going through this busy season of life. But you do need to understand that sometimes it's okay to scale back on the normal things that you would prefer. Another thing that I'm fighting is super important is checking the calendar regularly, daily, and creating the day-to-day list because it is so unique. I don't easily remember the routine. There is no routine. The routine is what I'm going to make it. Obviously, the morning breakfast and cleanup and laundry, that's my morning routine. And then everything else, I have to check in multiple times a day. What is the next thing that we're doing? What kind of snacks that we need to bring? How many water bottles, towels, swimsuits? Is there anything that we need to the house? Like if we're visiting someone, is there things that we need to bring to them? That, like sometimes you have somebody else's stuff in your house, so you have to remember to grab that stuff and bring it to their house. Or if somebody is visiting, do you remember to put out the things prepared for them so that they can come and take it to their I'm talking about my aunt. When my aunt is coming to visit, she always brings me things from her home that she does not need, that she is not going to use. But I also have a couple things that I, not always, but oftentimes there is something that either I buy for her or I make for her, or something that she brought, like empty containers or whatever, that I have to give back to her, that kind of thing. So checking your calendar intentionally, intently, carefully, and making a list for the schedule and for the things that you have to prepare, because when it's out of norm, you like really have to be prepared. Are you going to be in the sun a lot? Do you need to bring long sleeved shirt? Is it a swim outing for this like special swim wear? Do you need a hat? Do you need an extra water bottle? So those kinds of things. And also, as you are going through those experiences on your calendar, also doing appropriate activities that will make your experience a lot better. For my case, let's say we're having a lot of fun, so I want to make sure that my phone is charged and that I have enough of storage on my camera roll, that I am regularly deleting like duplicate pictures and videos and offloading them to whichever location that I use to keep my photos and videos long term, and so that my camera roll is as empty as possible, so that I can do that. If it is a different scenario, if it is a sickness scenario for you, keeping notes, making sure your notes are so organized after the doctor's appointments, after your research, so that you keep the understanding of the process really well. You have the questions to the professionals, and if professionals tell you something, you know that you have to look this up and make sure that nobody mixed anything up. You guys, very important to not just listen to the professionals, be your own advocate, your children's, whoever. Be the advocate for the person who needs medical care, and always double check with Google, with pharmacy person. What's the person who is in charge of the pharmacy, who gives you the drugs? Check with the AI. AI also has a lot of mistakes, but also can be a great mentor, help with wisdom. Do not blindly trust one source. Do not blindly trust two sources, multiple opinions. Always double check the medication, the combination of medications, how they interact, the processes, the diet, the lifestyle adjustments. Do yourself a favor. Be kind to yourself and make sure that you're doing a good job at being an advocate for yourself. So keeping the notes, double checking the notes, coming back with the questions, multiple opinions, those kinds of things. If it's work, busy season of work, obviously make sure that you are focusing on the deliverables, on the preparing for the job. If you are like ordering things for people, double checking. Basically make sure that what comes hand in hand with the process that with the experience that you're going through is also okay. If it's fun, it's like snacks and water bottles and your phone ready to take pictures. If it's medical, whatever, there is always multiple streams of preparedness for whatever it is that you're going through. So make sure that you also remember to do the activities that it seems like, oh, it's okay, I'm not going to do this right now, I can wait a week, two, and then it's really hard to catch up to the empty slate, to the clean slate. It is way easier to do it on the daily basis, to offload your phone on the daily basis, to delete the unnecessary pictures on the daily basis, to keep up with an email on the daily basis. Then 3 weeks later you come in and you have the amount of medical notes that will take you, well, another 3 weeks, if not more, to go through. So always remember that there is one set of appointments that you are going, but then there's also a supporting stream that goes right next to it that you should be remembering to planning for, taking care of. I did mention the zone cleaning. Oh yes, prioritizing sleep is so important, because if it is a busy season of life for you, then you probably are doing things that are unique, that are slightly abnormal, that are unusual, and so your brain experiencing abnormal things, and so your brain has to process more things as well as to grow. Do you know that there was an experiment for elderly population that elderly who did puzzles and to do difficult things for their brain showed less brain growth than elderly who traveled? Because for travel, number one, lots of new experiences, but also you still have to your brain has to still do the puzzle of the road signs? How do you figure out the parking? How do you figure out the travel? How do you figure out the schedules, the menus, the different things? It's like a real life puzzle basically for you. So travel does take up a lot of your brain activity, brain power, brain stimulation. And so, do you know that the more you do, the more your brain gets toxified? The toxins get stored in your brain. And so, sleeping is detoxification of your brain and also reset and processing of the information and experiences and emotions that you have experienced the day before. And so prioritizing sleep is very important because you probably will want to sleep more, which is okay. That is not okay. That you should prioritize that. Your body, your brain needs that so that you don't get sick from all of the new emotions and new experiences and all of the things that you're learning while going through that experience. And so remember to make sure you're sleeping enough and that you do not get sick while doing this, especially if it is a medical situation. Let's say if this is a busy season because of the medical circumstances, then you don't want to be getting more sick because you're not getting sleep. I did mention this a little bit already with learning, that even though I'm not prioritizing learning as a sit down and learn or come to the kitchen and learn how like to chop, how to wash, how to whatever, but because it's slightly out of norm, you're not in a normal scenario, learning through the conversations with other people, with your children, with whoever is around you, learning through the conversation, recording those lessons just like I did here, because it is helpful for me to remember this long term, that will be applied for any busy season of life. This is abnormal, but this is fine. It's okay that it's not normal. And because when you tell your nervous system, when you tell yourself this is fine, this is acceptable, your nervous system, your brain, your body knows this is fine. It's like subconsciously you tell yourself it's okay, like there's nothing to be stressed about, and then you are less stressed. If you are in the conscious of, oh, I did not get this done, this is not complete, oh, I forgot this, then you're more stressed. If you are going through life, this is normal to forget a couple things because this is so unique. Like, how am I supposed to remember every single snack, every single water bottle, every single piece of clothing, and like these shoes, like we have to wear sandals right now and not the sneakers? What's the point of being stressed out that you forgot the sandals to go to the beach? Just know that this is normal to forget a couple things here and there. That's not a goal of yours to forget everything or some things, but that's just normal. And then that's fine. Like, you don't have to stress around about that. And so recording lessons so that you remember that in the next similar situation, that hopefully that comes back to your mind. And also recording the blessings of God, because God gives us blessings on the daily basis that are super fun. But in the unique situations, I feel like because the situation is brighter, like more memorable, because it's not like a common thing for you to do, you also remember the blessings better. And that's why, like, I enjoy taking photos as we go, just because it reminds me of the lessons and of the feelings and of the lessons and the blessings that God is giving us. So that is part of, like, I guess, learning as you go through the busy season of life. And even if it is a negative season of life, I think it is good, because there is goodness of God even in difficult scenarios. That if the people cannot meet your needs, they cannot fill that void. There is like a hole, a gap in your heart, in your soul, that is you long so much to fill it. And the thing is that there are a lot of scenarios where people will be able to help us and they will be able to fill it, But sometimes God allows for that gap, the crack in your needs to not be met by the people around you, because He wants you to come to Him and remind you that He is literally the only one who can fill anything. You should prioritize His answers and His solutions over any other solution that you have available in the physical world. So how did I end up here? Got distracted a little bit with the goodness of God, with the filling the gap. Oh, that's right. Even if you are in the sad scenario, I like taking photos even in the hard moments of life, because I remember that God took me through this lesson and we were able to make it. It's fine. We made it through, and we are better off now. We're stronger with understanding God. We're stronger with God connection. We have learned the lessons that will help us go in the future. We continue with our lives. And remembering difficult things is good. I don't want to forget them. I feel like there's a lot of goodness of God in the hard moments. And even if you are not in the scenario that you have strong enough relationship with God, I still feel like even if you take photos and videos of the hard moments, you looking back, once you're building up your relationship with God, you will still see Him with you in that hard situation. One more is the hygiene. Hygiene is important, as I did mention the hygiene for the home already. That's right, that's one of the things I forgot. The trash. The dishes must be clean, the laundry must be washed, the trash must be taken out, because then it just like becomes yucky and unhygienic. So the hygiene for your home to the level of your acceptance, so that people are not getting sick from the things, from the germs and from the toxins building up around your clothes and around your areas. And also a hygiene, bodily hygiene. I am such a strong proponent of a daily showers for everybody, as well as multiple showers a day if necessary. Teeth, obviously brush your teeth, your and your children's teeth 2 times a day or as necessary, as well as the showers. I know that there is a group of parents who say that couple every other day, 2 times a week showers. I am not a proponent. I'm a proponent of every day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day if necessary, just because I think, again, like there is detoxification process. When we sweat, toxins come out. And can you imagine, recently I heard this video, I'm like, wow, God made our bodies so magical. They're like, we are this is so cool. Like every day more and more learning about the body. It's amazing. And so bodies are such a balance. There is such a balance in our bodies. Divine design, incredible. And so when you sweat, the sweating is your body is too hot, you're overheating, and so your body donates some of the water out of its system to cool you down. So you sweat and your body starts cooling down by water evaporating. Well, once you're sweating, you're also detoxifying. There are some toxins that come out of your body. But the thing is, God made the body so wise that you don't want to waste anything in your body. And so if you did not, if not all the liquid, not all the water evaporated to cool yourself, and you cool down to the normal temperature, you're not overheating anymore, your body will reabsorb the humidity that is on your skin, so that you don't lose the water necessary, the hydration necessary for the internal organs. And so, along with the humidity, along with the liquids, the toxins will start reabsorbing. And so that is the point, that either wipe yourself off as much as possible so that you wipe off the toxins, because that is great. Sweating is great when you do not a crazy amount of it, a little bit. Like I don't want you sweating like all the time, but because you do start losing minerals. But if you sweat some, it's wonderful. Just remember to either wipe it off or wash it off, so that you're also washing off the toxins as well as the germs. If we are out of our norm, we probably do come in contact with a lot more germs and toxins and other people's body liquids and like other people's touch. Anyways, so I am a proponent of washing your hands as much as possible and washing your body as much as you can afford daily, for sure, because you are going to sleep. You might as well rinse off all of the dirt off of yourself. So that, and the last thing, which is very important, recognizing your home imperfections, homes, like the systems, the setups, the routines within your home and your life. And when I say home, I mean the physical world of your home, as well as the schedules, the routines, the habits, the behaviors of your children. Recognize the imperfections, record them, put them on your to-do list, and just once the normalcy come back, once you feel, okay, I think I'm catching the rhythm again, this seems normal again, then this is the time for you to start working on that to-do list. If you saw the behavior in your children that was just like, whoa, I did not know that was part of your personality. If something needs to be adjusted, now this is the time to say, okay, child, we're working on this trait of your character that I have noticed that does not align with the Bible, does not fit into the society, does not fit into our family. This is not how people need to be treated. So let's work on this. Let's remind ourselves to pay attention to this character trait. If this is your home, and if you are in charge of this area of home, then you make sure to incorporate it in your normal systems, build it in the way so that it feels normal and can be done habitually, so that you don't have to force yourself, really difficult. And then if you can delegate it to somebody, a child or whatever, then you tell your child, okay, this is now the thing that you will be in charge of. Great, you're coming close to the adulthood. You now will have a little bit more responsibility, so later you can have a little bit more rights. And so now we are learning to do this, and now this is your chore to be responsible for, or whatever it is that you see, either the gaps in your marketing for your work, or the gaps in your focus. Are there some doom scrolling habits that creeped in that are distracting you from getting work done? Are there like shoes out of order that like you're not happy with? So let's build that habit within the family, for you, within your routines that you are working on, and so that you guys have a good life. I'm talking to myself so that I can have a good life while I'm working in. But anyways, as you go through the abnormal seasons of life, recognize the gaps in like the foundational systems of your life, and that way your life will be becoming more stronger, more fluent, more enjoyable, and better equipped to serve your family, serve God, creating a beautiful life for yourself and people around you. Thank you so much, you guys, for spending your time with me, and God willing, I will see you in my next video. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.